But moving on to big news, Walmart and Flipkart's top bosses spoke at length earlier this morning about the road ahead. Walmart CEO laid out the blueprint for the profitable growth, reaffirmed his faith in the Indian top team. Our ET Now's managing editor Sandeep Gurumurthy attended this round table earlier this morning and is now with us for more perspective. Sandeep, what were the key takeaways from this roundtable?
Well, yes, I think enough of the deal has been said, but I think it's an important point to note is the sort of extent of optimism that Walmart seems to have as far as the Indian retail market is concerned. I mean, just to put this deal in perspective, Walmart has spent $16 billion to get a 40-45% share of the online market, which effectively contributes 3% of the overall Indian retail market. And from this conversation that we had with Doug McMillan, it's pretty evident that they actually believe that India is probably one of the best markets from them. They're actually, downsizing in a lot of other global markets to create resources to invest in a market like India. So one wouldn't be surprised if they may go on with another investment. There is news speculation that they might look at investment with Future Group as well, and that's a specific question that we asked Doug McMillan. And while he didn't give a categorical yes or no answer, he said that we are very hot on the market and we would evaluate opportunities as and when they come around. So I think that's an important clarification, and the clear tone and tenor of the entire hour-long conversation with Doug McMillan was that they believe if not in India, then where else could you be? And they're willing to place long-term bets. I mean, this is an investment that's not going to return to them anytime soon. They're looking and sort of, in a sense, breaking away from their DNA of being a sort of company that focuses on deals that return value immediately. This is a long-term bet, a 10-year, 15-year bet, and they're willing to place that bet inherently in Flipkart and via Flipkart in the Indian market. So I think it's positive for all retail players, and which is why you'd see some action in retail counters, because if one of the world's biggest retailers is placing such a massive bet on the Indian market, it tells you that there is a lot of inherent potential, and we're likely to see more deals come through.
That's right. It's a $16 billion bet, Sandeep. And while we are all very enthused here, and Walmart is, of course, so bullish in India, what was very interesting was that it got a thumbs down from the markets in the United States overnight. Walmart has lost $10 billion in market capitalization. Anything of that sort was discussed at today's editors' meeting?
The fact that there's been such a loss of market cap in one day, and he said he sort of saw it coming. He said that look, there are people who take short-term bets on the company and take positions based on earnings from a quarter or a yearly point of view, and this deal is obviously going to spoil that story to some extent, as he elaborated in the call just last evening. But he believes that this is inherent and core to the long-term growth potential of Walmart globally. So even though it's still small in terms to the overall size and scale of Walmart as a company, the potential for this to transform Walmart as a whole is quite phenomenal, which is why he believes it's a strong long-term bet and seemed unperturbed by the share price reaction in American markets last night.
Right. Thanks a lot, Sandeep, for joining us with that. It's India's largest inbound deal, India's largest FDI deal, the world's largest e-commerce deal. Walmart buying 77% in Flipkart for a staggering $16 billion. That incidentally also includes $2 billion as equity infusion, valuing Flipkart at nearly $21 billion. Karunya and Siddharth, another interesting way to look at it is that Flipkart's valuation now is larger than Avenue Supermart, that's of course the owner of D-Mart, plus Future Retail, plus Aditya Birla Retail, all combined together. So it's larger than all of that. So it's clearly the big gun now when it comes to the retail story. Flipkart's annual revenue is $3.1 billion. So that's to take you through some of the big highlights. And Walmart had to counter and fight Jeff Bezos as well as Amazon to acquire that stake in Flipkart. Walmart's EPS is likely to take a hit of 25 to 30 cents provided the deal closes by the end of 2018. But like Sandeep was also pointing out, if it's not going to do it in India, where is it going to do it? Can't in China with Jack Ma and Alibaba. And we have two new billionaires after this mega deal, the Bansal duo that had set up Flipkart.